Okay, I will call the meeting to order at 6:40. And Lori, can I go ahead and skip for now to be able to move out Mr. Nelson present what he's here for, so he can get home and take care of his child? Yes. Okay, thank you. Mr. Nelson, Trevor Nelson, you have the floor.
We were talking about starting a club after school for technology, and I know you guys purchased the 3D printer. And so part of what we're going to end up doing is kind of do it in 3 pieces.
Could you introduce yourself, because I don't know if everybody knows who you are.
Sure, I'm Mr. Nelson, I teach 5th grade here. So we're looking at doing it in 3 parts. One is we're looking at teaching the students to enter inside and out of a computer. They'll build a computer and then we'll take it apart and learn all the functions of that. They'll learn some computer coding. They'll learn how to design what it is that they're going to print with their 3D printer, and then using 3D printer, we will be able to bring it to life. We're going to start really small to see how this goes with a small group of students. We're not going to have huge, 20, probably 10 students at the most at first, see how it goes. We're planning on maybe an hour or 10 session. But again, we're going to see how long that goes, because once they get into designing, we don't know if they're going to be able to design it in 2 sessions or it's going to be 5 sessions it's going to take them to. So it's going to be all brand new. We're going to kind of work with it and see how it goes. If it goes smoothly and we have time towards the end of the year, we're possibly looking to open up another session and get another group of kids going in there. And then how successful that is, we'll be able to do even more with the following year with that and build on that program. So we're looking for that. Do you guys have any questions?
I have a question. Are you furnishing computers that you take apart, or do you need electrical?
Well, yes, we are going to need computers. We're talking with one of the our students' parents who's helping us with this and get it up to running and telling us what parts we're going to need for it. And we still need to purchase and get those parts. Or we can talk to the parent if we can get donations in or something like that.
I may have 1 or 2 hard drives that we might be able to just do whatever.
And I know we're working closely with our parent, Jeremy Bowers, and he's got a lot of contacts with different supplies and stuff. And so we're working with Mr. Welty and Mr. Bowers on putting a list together on what PTC can help purchase for the innovations lab.
Okay, that would be it.
What grade level were you thinking?
Right now, we'll open it up to 4th and 5th grade students, and again, see how that goes. And if it's something that we feel like we can start bringing down with the 3rd, even 2nd grade students, we'll do that as we get going and get used to it and see where it goes with this. Again, it's going to be all brand new to everybody.
Sure.
So it's going to be.
I didn't hear. I'm sorry. If you were going to charge a fee.
We hadn't discussed that. Right now, we have the 3D printer. If we can get those parts somehow, we hope we don't have to charge a fee. But if it might be a small fee, but it's something that we haven't talked about. So hopefully, we won't need to, because we don't want students to not be able to do it because of that.
Right.
So
That's awesome.
yeah.
But that brings up an interesting question. It could be one of those things that to keep the class going, it could be something where we ask for, if you can donate 20, then it would help the preparations for the next class, the next session.
Keep the supplies
Keep
going.
it going, kind of, because that way we continue to flow. But I also want to just add on to what Mr. Nelson is saying, and just simply saying that we've all kind of taken the same approach, both Mr. Bauer, both Mr. Nelson, myself, and really build slow, build strong. We want to make sure that we have this organized right, and then when we take it, we go forward with it, then we can really critically go, okay, we can open this up bigger, or no, we've got to tweak it this way. This session went too long, this session was too short, and then we'll be able to adjust it. Keep remembering that Mr. Bauer has a job that he's constantly at, as well as Mr. Nelson is teaching full days. So on top of these things, these 2 gentlemen have said, if we want to overextend my life in order to make this happen for students, it's exciting. So I just want to recognize that and thank them for the effort that they put in to try to organize it, and for, thank them ahead of time for taking this forward. It's a wonderful thing.
Thank you. Yeah, we look forward to it too. We want our kids to be able to experience things that are out there that will help them in the future as well. And we're excited to help do what we can to get it up and running and continue.
Yeah, and I'm really excited to get into it and see how it runs and plays. And right now within our classroom, I'm doing computer coding with the students, and they love it and they're really into it. So I think this will be a natural next step for those students who really want to do that after school piece with it as well. So I'm excited.
Are you using Hour of Code?
Well, Hour of Code is just a phrase for students to get on there. There's lots of different companies that have their computer programming. So the one that I'm using in class is called Tinker, and they have their own Hour of Code. But there's also 6 free lessons that the students can go on, and so we go through those lessons. I won't go as far as that because I think it's like $800 a cost. So I'll take the free ones, and then if you guys are really interested, go ask your parents, because then it's only I think like $50 a student at that point or something like that. So you guys can do it, but if I want to get them interested, started with that, and some kids really take off. And I've already had students last year and this year have purchased that on their own and want to continue with that. And others still they take what they've learned so far, and you can still create stuff for free. And so they're learning as they're going with that as well.
My second grader loves it.
Yeah.
It's fun to watch him do it.
Yeah, they enjoy it. Any other questions?
Thank you
All
so
right.
much for coming.
Thank you. Yes. Have a good night.
Have a good night.
You too.
You guys on start date on when you're gonna roll that out.
Yeah, we're mapping it backwards, and then we're going to get we'll finish mapping it backwards now. It's getting you registration form ready and how that will work.
Right, so we can put that on for next, just see where we're at.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's good.
very good. Okay, so let's go ahead and skip back up to the top of the agenda.
Sarah and Susan, if you haven't already, if you could peruse the minutes from last month and let me know if there's any changes that need to be made, and we can approve those.
You approve the minutes?
I read the minutes and I approved the minutes from December.
Second that motion. Thank you, thank you. As printed, all right.
And may I please ask for 2 volunteers to approve next month's minutes? Thank you, Christine. Then I'm going to volunteer someone next month. Thank you.
Do you want to go?
Oh, yeah, I can. Oh, was that a hand up? Oh, thanks.
I don't know if it really was or not, but I called it.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, President's report. I have booked Jordan the Science Guy for 2 shows on February 5th for the school. The theme is super cool chemistry. Sounds very exciting. You can look up Jordan the Science Guy on the web, and he's been on Good Day Sacramento. That's where I saw him. That's where Landon saw him and was completely enthralled. And I was like, oh, okay, Landon's interested. Maybe that'd be a cool thing to have for the school. And so called him up, and he was open, so we got him booked. And I figured that's kind of it would probably be a good kickoff to, maybe even the Innovations Lab and where we're at with that, get the kids interested in science projects and whatnot. So we got him booked, and then we've got an opportunity for the B Street Theater. They have a school tour group that goes around to schools, and went back and forth on a bunch of dates. And every time we say, okay, how about this date? somebody else just booked it. So we finally got it today, that we have a show on February 24th, and the theme is History Extravaganza. So they go through a bunch of different, like small plays about different things in history, and kind of geared towards what fourth graders are studying and fifth graders are studying, and then they go 6th, 7th, 8th. And but they said it's geared towards all age groups. So we are doing an afternoon show because that was the one that was available, and so we booked them too. So for those assemblies, we have reallocated some of the budget. Jordan, the science guy, is we're funding those with fundraiser funds. We're allocating that for assembly cost of $535, and that's for 2 shows that he's doing. And then the B Street Theater tour, school tour, is being funded by allocation of the art grant that we have, that we've had for a couple of years. It's never gotten used, so we're gonna
Can you
use
just
it.
repeat a recommendation? You talked to them, they said that, what grade would they recommend for that?
For B Street Theater, first and up.
Okay, cool.
So if you wanted the first graders to come.
That's right. If they said that it's suitable, then perfect.
They said the stage is very colorful, and a lot of the plays they're student written, and then so they put it in production by students. But the stage is really colorful, and a lot of action happens, so that'll probably keep the first graders engaged, and then the other stuff will keep the higher levels engaged, and then it'll go with what they're learning in school. There is also online, and we can share this with the teachers if they want. There are some learning worksheets and whatnot that'll kind of gear towards what they're going to be doing on stage. So they can study it ahead of time, or they can use the worksheets after the play and kind of tie it all in. So we can share that with the teachers. I can get those links. And so we're using the funds for the art grant to bring performing arts to the school, and then Jordan's Science Guide we're funding with fundraiser funds. So and then the Student Council Teacher Advisor Tamara Adams asked the PTC if we would consider helping Student Council fund a school assembly for wild animals, and it's called the Wild Things Assembly. And so we have agreed to reallocate some fundraiser funds of $200 to help the student council once they agree on booking that, and then they did agree. So then now they have to get it on schedule. So as soon as they get it on schedule, we'll pitch in our $200 for that. So that's awesome that they agreed. to that.
Yes, I'm excited.
Very good. So that's my president's report for now. Any questions? All right. Thank you. Holly?
Me.
Sorry.
I don't have much. Thank you for coming. We have family dance coming up in February. We talked at our board meeting. I said we don't really need to have a committee for the family dance because it's not that huge of an event to put together. But I will.
And
send
Holly
out-
just hires her family.
I do. I've already recruited all my nieces and my daughter to come help and be the DJs and keep the kids in line as best we can. We just need to figure out a theme, and then anybody who wants to come help decorate that night and clean up would be pretty much all that we need for it.
Do you want to call out for cookie donations too?
Oh, yes, and cookie donations. So we usually do cookies and punch or something for the event and the date. The date's going to be February 19th.
There,
Last year we did a 50s themed sock hop, which was fun. I don't know if we want to do the same thing or if we want to switch it up. I already have decorations for a luau, 50s theme, probably something else I can't think about. But if we do go with one that I already have, then we don't have to spend anything in the budget because we already have all the decorations.
Awesome.
So that's it.
All right, very good. Treasurer, Megan?
Are we gonna make any suggestions?
Does anybody have any other theme suggestions that they want to throw out?
The family dinner.
It might be better to just email.
Any thoughts, Sarah? I don't care if we do a sock hop again, but
I kind of like this one.
Okay, we'll stick with
I
this
didn't
one.
go last year. So
Oh, yeah, you need to.
I didn't go either. So I love the idea of
This is
sock
coming
hop.
now.
Man.
I'll go ahead and help clean up and that's okay. You could put me down.
And what's your name?
I am Carol Long. I have a first grader.
Thank you, Carol. Hi, Carol. Mrs. Williams' class.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
Okay, Megan?
So attached is the budget, and there have been a couple recent expenditures. So I'm going to go down to the expenses. We spent $9.95 for Microsoft Office for the computer, which was at a discount.
$90.95.
$9.95. It's pretty awesome. So I got to do this in Excel instead of Google Documents, so it was much easier. And then we also had some of the teachers submit some teacher reimbursements. Those are still coming in. I have more in front of me. And on the second page, there was some money for Starbucks that she brought to the teacher meeting that morning. And then if we all go up to the top of the income, we had our family movie night, which we're going to be talking about in the business. And so you can see that we made $200, and that was from selling our popcorn and our water and our candy. So minus the expenses of what we paid for it, it was $161 is what we made on that. And we just had a donation from Myra
Yes.
of $70 for the tacos.
Yes, thank
So
you.
it was really good. It was a wonderful movie.
They were delicious tacos, delicious quesadillas, smoking hot.
There's
It
Myra.
was a lot of fun.
There's Myra in the corner with Mr. Welty.
We did have the alarms go off a couple of times because of the
So
smoke.
for real?
Yeah. But it wasn't because of fire or anything, it just got
Smoke.
Yeah.
Against the smoke alarms went off. I'm like,
Yeah.
really? He's like, well, she said they were smoking hot. And I was thinking, well, they were just good.
No, they really it was an awesome, very awesome addition to family night, our movie night, so yeah.
So we're looking forward to our next one because we had so much fun with this one.
Just wanna
We
let you
have
know.
to do it again.
You look at the picture. So she was saying that they had a very low in price, $1.50 per.
Really good.
And she said that
So nice.
that's low in price, and if you wanted, I mean, I thought when I was going through one, I'm like, I would have paid $2 per taco, easy on these.
Yeah.
See, I would, yeah, and she said that she depressed it so that people would afford it more, but if, obviously, the more that was charged, the more it could be made. So it could be
Right,
something, that could be a conversation prior.
Sure, it was nice to keep it so inexpensive. And
See,
the big quesadillas for the kids, that was really nice. Yeah.
So I mean, that's,
Mr. Welty is talking Spanish to Myra.
Yeah, definitely.
But people kept coming back over and over and over again for more tacos, so I think that helped.
They made it a trip.
she was worried that she didn't make enough money for this.
No, that's
So I was telling her, it's perfect. It's
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah,
Keeping it low,
thank you.
Barato, it's what we get.
Yeah.
Low prices.
There's a lot of it is for,
And it brought more people, because of the tacos, it brought more people to the movie night.
Las personas he pagado porque
yes, a lot of people I never seen.
Alex is really testing my
Yeah.
vocabulary, man.
This week.
Because I'm speaking Spanish, but you're listening.
So thank you very much
Thank
for that.
you.
Did you have fun? Was it good? Was cansado, pero sí.
I'm tired.
She did awesome, you could never tell that she was working as hard as she was. She was cool as a cucumber.
Your daughter.
Yeah,
Daughter?
well, the whole family,
Whole family.
whole family unit.
She works and it looks easy.
Yeah. She made it look easy. All right, okay, so that was,
That's it.
does anybody have any questions on our budget? No? Okay, good.
Thank you. And so the other things we'll be spending this month coming up, the field trip, not the field trips, but hopefully the field trips.
Yeah.
The 2 assemblies that are coming up, so
Yes.
I'll speak this is our current balance. Oh, and our current balance, sorry. So the current checking balance is $16,340, and we still have $1,499 in that art docent, and we're going to use $500 of that for the B Street Theater.
And is some of that money also going to the technology lab?
Yes, as soon as they get a list together and costs and whatnot, we will be using some of those funds for the innovations lab to get that right on our go. Okay, so next item is old business, movie night recap. We kind of already started that with the tacos. They were delicious, loved them. Christine Kennedy was in charge of our movie night. How do you think it went?
I think it went really good. There was a lot of people there. It was pretty packed. The movie was really good. Everybody had a lot of fun. So the taco line stayed really consistent.
It did.
And we sold out of everything. So
We did.
that was
So I
Really?
think it's
Yeah,
all
little
from our
candy
kids.
packets and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, we had water left, and that was it.
Yes.
Oh,
Carol.
I was wondering if the lights, if that was for safety reasons, it would have been nicer if it was a little, because our.
I was trying to make it so that I did that, and the reason why is so that people could get into the line and not be in the dark when they're doing the tacos, right? But, and the problem is, like, I picked the lights that were furthest away from the screen, and I picked only one light on each side. That was only one out of 12 lighting that I have to choose from.
We have those construction lights and
Oh, those would be
yeah,
light.
those are really.
Those are quite bright.
Pointed towards her.
Well, the taco stand might need a little more light or not, but our popcorn light is pretty bright.
Yeah, good enough for
For the
us.
rest of the line.
If you feel that way next time, before it, but seriously, I need that kind of feedback, and I would love to have it because I mean, I put it the way it was, and then I just kind of watch. Anybody, what do you think? And then people I ask, but people I don't ask, see, I want to hear that feedback. It could be a little darker, it could be a little better. I'd love to hear that.
This was the first time we had somebody.
As it's going on?
Because
or
I don't think through these things.
Oh,
I
I
just
see.
go, they need to be able to see what they're getting. for
Yeah,
food.
Yeah.
And
I figured that was,
Yeah.
that was
Just
why.
need to see the toppings, really.
I know, seriously.
Because it could be pitch black. My husband pulled in the parking lot, and what do you do? And I said, I'm eating tacos. What kind of tacos? Oh, he went from me taking him out to him to no, he's got to stop in line and
Oh, yeah.
sit there and eat them. And he's like, oh my God, why didn't you tell me? And I said, because I didn't want you sitting here eating my tacos. So it could have been pitch black, as long as there was some kind of slight for it. There could have been glow bracelets just
Yeah.
lining the way.
Like, I could
Just-
even turn the lights in the kitchen only,
Yeah.
and that might be the perfect solution. I looked around to see, and I asked people, but I would love if you guys, I take that kind of stuff pretty well. I don't have the market cornered on everything at
Well,
all.
and also-
I can take any type of help.
Our next movie night is probably gonna be, I think, in April. We had it in March, but I think we're gonna move it out to April, just because there's so much going on in February and.
Yeah.
Did we have it in March?
Yeah, we had it on March.
Because originally this movie night was supposed to be
11.
December.
We were on
Yeah.
March 11th.
Yeah.
So in that case too, it might be lighter outside, so we can turn off the lights sooner because it stays lighter longer. And then I'm not so sure about where we're gonna put the taco grill so that we don't have the smoke issue again, but, so, there might be changes there too. So, but yeah, thank you. Okay, and then, any other questions or comments on movie night? I don't know what movie we're gonna do next time.
But I can do the next one too.
Okay, we'll put you down.
Yeah.
She's our movie night girl. And hopefully we'll get like actual packets of popcorn.
Yeah.
And we'll find
No, I thought that was what you covered.
But we use popped popcorn, not
Yeah.
popped popcorn,
Yeah.
because the Smart and Final didn't have any more kits. So we just got 2 bags of popped popcorn, and I used, well, Mark did it for me, the microwave popcorn, so we could get the smell.
Yeah, that's appetizing, right? I thought that was great. You should turn a blower on, blow it from light to right?
We popped a couple of microwave ones and put them in and mixed them with the already popped popcorn and kept it under the lights.
And we still sold out.
And we still sold out. So that was, it was awesome.
Yeah,
So,
it's like
we always still have our spiritware order online for whenever and whatever you want to get spiritware for. It's not the Angry Birds. Spiritware is our normal Kaseberg Hawks spiritware. But it's always available and online at any time.
Okay.
And then, Mark?
I'm catching her up. That's
No problem. I don't really want to put you on the spot, but I kind of do
Go for it.
on the Angry Birds,
Mhm.
Angry Hawks.
So I emailed, I think I might have mentioned this last time, and I still haven't heard back from the person who is, so, twofold. First one is, I've emailed the person at Angry Birds to say, you're talking about the shirts, right?
Great.
Okay.
Yeah. To
The
order
shirts,
more.
I asked them over in Finland to give me their contact. They said the person at that contact, which is somewhere like in Florida, contacted me and basically said, here's what we have, we'll maybe be able to modify it for you, all those kind of things. And I'm going, that doesn't sound like the messaging I got from Finland. They said, initially with this agreement was, don't modify what we have. It's, because it is what it is.
Right.
And so, so I emailed them back and said that kind of in the nicest way possible. Like, that's, if I want to check back, just want to make sure we're not supposed to be modifying it, but I want to know what the pricing structure would be, how many drop down, all the different pricing, have to buy a certain amount to get a certain price point, whatever it may be. So I asked about that, and I haven't heard back from them yet. And that's the one fold of it, right? I understand that, like, this was a relationship that was, built over a year ago, and I'm still building trust with the company. And building trust with the company means that trying to think about them, looking at that logo, looking at the branding, and I would say, like, let's say that, you're working, you're the McDonald's owner, and you say, oh, I want to use your M to market my school in some way. They'd be afraid that whatever might happen, they might modify it and make it look like we're, defaming their.
Right.
Yeah. And so there's a real careful line, and I have to walk very explicitly through it, and I want to make sure that we're not going to burn any bridges by the shirt reproducers to say we're opening that door, whereas because the trust that I built with them is going to continue on to a place where I plan to start opening a conversation with them that says, can I use it in a mural here?
Mhm.
This is specifics of the mural. It's going to be 5 by 5. It's going to go right here. And what do you think of that? There's nothing more than it's just going to be where, that right there. Is there any concessions that I need to make that put a little, 1 foot Angry Birds on the side, go Hawks, something like that. I need to figure out from them how to kind of build on what we have, because this is a different kind of relationship that, we're corporate and public schools don't mesh usually.
Right.
And so I'm walking in a slower sense because I don't want to burn the bridge, because there's presumption that happens sometimes in these things, and I've got an ocean in between a face-to-face, and I can't read someone's face or read what's behind certain words. It's true. We did a conference call at one point, but yeah, we can't do that every day. So it just got
Can't you take a trip to Finland
Oh,
and
Ryan's.
write it off?
I totally will. I think the district will pay, right? So
All right,
I gotta walk slower through it. I'm still waiting on that. I was gonna send an email because it was before break that I sent that email, and I expected to hear back during break, and I haven't. So maybe they're taking a little time off or something. But,
Tell them we have a really great company that would definitely help us.
yeah. Well, I think that they want to produce it. They're a shirt manufacturer, screen printing. They want to produce it, and I think that their costs would be very low because they're for these mega companies. Like they do when you buy the Angry Bird shirts at stores, they're the ones that produce those.
Oh.
So they're a majority of them. I'm assuming they have a couple, but they're the ones that produce the majority of the Angry Birds products line, period. So that's why the shirts are such a big volume too.
Right. Okay, thank you for that update. We're gonna keep it on that. Okay, Okay, so, next new business, the first new business was the Innovations Lab, and we had, Mr. Nelson here go over that. So, with that, Mark, Mr. Bowers and Mr. Nelson will continue working on the, purchase list and how that's going. So we'll get that, stay on that. Also, we have discussed possibly purchasing or going halvesies with student council or some form of partnership between student council and us.
We're getting donations somehow.
And or doing another fundraiser specifically for a professional grade projector. And that would be used for not only our family night, movie nights, but also for all the assemblies that the school has here that uses the projector, and all that kind of stuff. So, the projector that we have is not the greatest quality. When it's lighter outside, you can't see the screen so well, even if you put all the lights off. So, a higher professional grade projector would be essential for the school, for everything that they do in the multipurpose room. So we're looking into that. Mark, are you pricing that?
I have been looking at it, and there's varying in price.
Okay.
So, I think at the lowest I was around closer to $2,000, and then the high go up to $5,000, probably beyond that. And so, looking at that, it just kind of depends upon what our needs are specifically.
Okay.
And also, like, there's some schools that get fixtures that can limit the lighting coming from those corners in the room. And if you just think about it, think about mornings or afternoons where there's any type of projection going on in there. I had to borrow a projector during the Angry Birds assembly just so kids could see.
So that's like, that's so good.
Yeah, that was a borrowed projector, and that one is like the lowest of low end of a pro grade, and it also it's old technology. So there's probably better ones for the money if we're to spend that. And I should just talk to Vicki Udall. She's the one who was part of the purchase of that, and she can probably tell me. But anyway, that's what I'm kind of working through. It's just another thing on the plate that I just haven't gotten to the end result of kind of like making a decision. And I think I need to get some more people on board that know audio visual to get a really direct, this is what your limit is and what you need.
Okay, perfect. So you'll look into that?
Yeah, I'm going to continue to.
All right, we'll keep that on the old business. Have you already approached student council with any?
I have approached student council.
Okay.
And they're more concerned because they don't know their limitations. They don't know how limited their fundraising is going to be this year. It hasn't been very good so far. One of their biggest cash cows, if you want to call it, is getting funds from our state grants. It's been very sparse.
Okay.
You guys have been chilling up. Your kids behind the scene. It's been a bit sparse. So to the point where they're saying, that they're taking a deficit of it, and they're being very generous and still giving us something, but it was limited. They owe a minimum amount where they can start looking at it as profit for them, therefore profit for us. And they've been being very generous, even though they haven't taken much of a profit.
Well, and I know at movie night, Alex headed up a fundraiser for student council. He raffled off some prizes for Minions, lunch pails and stuffed animals and whatnot, and donated the money to student council. So that was awesome. So thank you for that.
We can keep doing that as a team, for each individual thing we do.
Oh, maybe we can, I don't know if you can get the merchandise donated so that you're not out of pocket with it or whatnot. But you could do at skate nights too, for whoever's there at skate night.
I have some donations coming in from various places, and I can set that aside for movie raffles as well.
What about the Chick-fil-A night?
Yes, Chick-fil-A night, I got that one booked too, and we can make that a specific, let's raise funds for a new projector. We can advertise it, focus it for that purpose. Chick-fil-A night, I think, was it 20%?
20% total sales.
Yes,
right?
yes,
So
20%
the
of total sales of of that night.
So rather than us with
So we
flyer.
don't have to have a flyer, it's whoever comes between, what is it, 4 and 8 or 5 and 8? Was it 5 and 8? Whoever comes between 5 and 8, drive through, inside, 20% comes back to our school. And then they're also donating a $130 gift basket as a raffle prize. And then if we have other raffle prizes that we can put on there too, whatever raffle tickets we sell that night, all that, 100% of that comes back to the school, comes back to the PTC. So we could essentially make that a projector fundraiser night. So we can do that. We can definitely do that. Okay, so See's Candy Spring Sale. I know that you met with Sarah.
So lovely, gorgeous, See's Candy.
Easter.
So we are looking at the orders going out on Friday, February 19th, and then having to be collected on Monday, February 29th. So that gives families a week and 2 weekends. And they come in on Monday, get the orders in by Wednesday the 2nd. We need 2 weeks for delivery, and they should get here right in time for spring break. Because spring break, if you don't know, it's early. Spring break is March 18th. That Friday, starts Friday after school. So super early this year, but those are our dates for that. Sound good?
Yeah. I think that is just
Perfect. And we thought about we earned gift cards for the money we made for the Christmas candy. We earned See's Candy gift cards. And if they let us buy the lollipops with those, we were going to give the top 3 classes a lollipop.
oh, very good.
So if we can get lollipops with the gift cards, because then nothing would be out of pocket.
Okay. And that would be the top 3 sales for See's Candy?
Yes.
Okay.
So I need to confirm that we can buy other items, not just a pound of chocolate. I can't remember the gift card.
All right, okay. All right. Anything else on that? Okay, any questions on that?
So make sure you eat your Christmas See's candy if you haven't already.
Coming so quick, like, it's still hanging around.
I know, right?
All right, Valentine's Day.
I'm doing great.
Yes.
I do want to say something under new business.
Okay.
Gold Canyon is going to do a spring sale. They have different candles like before. We can make it easier with the adding the tax and everything, on that. And then we're going to do the top class that sells the most. We would be doing the pizza party. And we can do that at any time before spring break, after the See's Candy. If you want, it only took 3 days
That was fast.
to get all the candles in, and then we took care of everything, so it's.
I'm sorry, what did you say, before spring break or after spring break?
We could do it either or, whatever would be
I
easier.
think you should focus on Mother's Day.
That was our other thought,
Yeah,
because it's coming so fast.
And then you have your separate fundraiser. You're not competing with the See's.
yeah, we can do that. If you want to say all the proceeds go to a projector, we can put that on the flyers too, and however that you want, and just let
So
us
do
know,
like
and
a
we'll
April?
start prepping everything.
Do we know when Mother's Day is?
May.
Second Sunday.
Second Sunday in May.
Yeah, the second Sunday,
And
first Sunday
it
this
can
year.
run
I
as long
haven't
as
known
you
Mother
want
that
it
long.
to
Isn't it
run.
always the
If
same
there's not like a
day?
1 week
Yeah,
period or
it's
2 week
Sunday.
periods, whatever you think would be more beneficial. And we're flexible.
The 8th, May 8th, first Sunday of May.
When it started the first,
So
the
we
last
can,
week in April and
so we can do.
No, like mid-April.
so
So they get here before Mother's Day.
we got in there 1 day last time. Is it, does it always
Right,
be
Can
fast?
you count on that?
Do-
They were
do-
surprised.
Take a 2-week sale and then.
Yeah,
and
two
then-
2 weeks
But then
out.
also, you won't have to, or whoever, won't have to rush to cut the check and, do all that kind of stuff. You have
Okay,
to
one more
If we leave like a week and a half
Yeah.
after
Oh.
to get them out, then, yeah, we can get everything all together.
Mid-April, okay.
So let's do a mid-April one. Go
Okay.
ahead, Chris, down for mid-April.
Whatever days.
As long as it goes out on Friday folders, that's what we usually start on Friday.
Yeah.
That's our
Yeah.
best.
So do
Mid-April Friday folders.
And I will say, the candle I bought myself for Christmas smells up my entire house.
And you would be surprised that a candle that I had probably got, I don't know, 15 years ago before I even moved up here, it was, I maybe had burned a smidgen of it. My friend goes, "Oh, I love that." And I was like, "Take it, put it." She put it upstairs in her 2-story house, just took the lid off, went for a walk, and as soon as she opened the front door, she could smell it.
Wow.
And I was like, they don't lose their scent at all. It's, the worst problem is you're gonna burn through it.
Right.
Okay, I'm gonna look on.
All right, so our spring sales, Seas Candy, we can put that money towards the innovation lab, and we can advertise that, innovation. And then, same thing with our family dance. We'll dance our way into innovations.
Innovation. What's the way to technology? Projector or the innovations?
I would say innovations.
Okay.
We could do the Seas Candy for innovations and the family dance for innovations. And then Chick-fil-A and spring, Gold Canyon spring sale for projector. Yeah, all right. Sammy Circuit for the school assembly is February 17th. There's shifts on that, so it'll be like last year's, same kind of schedule. That's his assemblies, and then the next day he's coming to do first circuit with the kids during school. And then our family night for Sammy Circuit is February 25th. It's completely free. Everybody can come, work out with their kids, have fun, exciting workout.
I hung out with Madeline last time. I was in her line reviewing the family night. I was doing everything I possibly could not look like I was going to pass out. But I was. I swear that there was. Sammy was kicking my tail.
So there's an event this Saturday. It's up in Rockland, and it's called like water, like fire, like water, one of those. And at 10 o'clock, it opens at 10 o'clock, and if you go there for Sammy's Circuit at 10 o'clock, you get a free pass for the whole day, and you get to go in and out as many times as you want and see all of that they have to offer for that event that they're having, and it's this Saturday. So you go there, you say, "I'm here for Sammy's Circuit," you get a wristband for the whole day for free.
What's the event?
It's health, and you're going to have a bunch of vendors there that do health and like healthy foods and all that kind of stuff.
Health fair or something?
Yeah, kind of like a health fair, but they have, I think they also have like an acrobatics troupe that's going to be performing that night with with actual fire stuff. And they have different presentations that they're doing, and jiu-jitsu people are going to be there, and just a bunch of different, like a health fair kind of thing. But it kicks off with Sammy Circuit, so, and it's free, you walk in, you say, "I'm here for Sammy Circuit," you get a free pass for the whole day. Otherwise, I think it's $10 for the family, $5 per person, so, or free, and you get a circuit workout. That's awesome. So that's this weekend, and then you'll be raring to go for family night on February 25th, 6 o'clock. And Bel Air is going to be here donating water, bananas, and granola bars or something like that for all of us to recoup after we do the circuit. So, and that they're coming to donate and then to help sign up people for extra credit on their Something Extra cards. So, then we have the family dance on February 19th, 6:30?
Yep.
To 8 or 8:30?
8:30. We went to 8:30 last time.
We did.
No, it was 8.
If we say 8, we can go till 8:30.
You're talking Chick-fil-A night?
No, we're talking about
Dance
the
night.
dance,
Oh, the
the
dance.
family
Come out
dance.
to it.
Okay.
It's a Friday night.
Hey.
People were having so much fun they didn't want to leave. Last year they were having so much fun they didn't want to leave. We had to start going, "Okay, it's over, people. Turn off the music."
Did you say you needed cookies? Or what did you, yeah?
Yes.
So just bake them and
Yeah.
bring them
Yeah.
for
And I think it's-
selling?
No.
No, it's all,
Yeah.
it's all.
That's
for-
our snack.
Well, we
Oh,
sell
I see.
tickets to the dance, so I think last year we did them for $2. Are we
Yeah.
gonna keep that same price?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so we pre-sell the tickets and we sell them at the door. I think last year didn't we have the price at the door? So it was $2.
We did, yeah.
Pre-sale, $3 at the door.
We have pictures there too.
Yeah, we had a
Yeah,
selfie
photos of
stand.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
selfie
That's
stand.
it.
Now we have a couple of selfie sticks we can use. We can use those. So, yeah, so that'll happen on February 19th. And then,
So, Carol, were you volunteering to
Yeah,
bring a
sure,
batch
sure.
of cookies?
Batch of cookies and clean up.
awesome.
They just need to probably contact some room mothers, you know, let's,
Mhm.
the teachers can contact their room mothers.
And then we booked Chick-fil-A fundraiser night. We already discussed it, but it's on April 6th from 5 to 8, I think. We will have flyers going out and all that. They make it, and I don't know if anybody has ever been there when they're having a fundraiser night. I've been there when they've had other fundraisers, and I'm like, wait a minute, what? And I mean, like, there's red carpet, there's balloons everywhere. You feel like you're royalty walking in. What is going on? And then you're like, oh, it's a fundraiser night. So they do want teachers to participate, so we will approach teachers and let them know about that. We're going to come.
But
to them.
not behind the counter, right?
No, they don't have to. They can if they want to. If they do, they have to wear closed-toed shoes. That's all they said. But they don't have to. They can do dining room. They can, deliver food. They
Sell
can
raffle
be there
tickets.
for selling raffle
This
tickets.
bunch asked if she could wear the actual
The
cowl.
cow, I'm sure the Chick-fil-A cow will be there. So,
But
and-
Mr.
Just get somebody to wear it. Let me say that to you.
Mr. Wells is on everything. He's so tall.
Well, the cow's real tall.
And skinny things, yeah.
So yeah, so we hope everyone comes to that, get some good food. You don't even have to come in if you don't want to, but whatever. I mean, whatever
Did
we
they say
can-
they did shirts for the teachers, but
They
we don't
do,
even
yeah.
have to buy them?
we don't even have to buy the shirts. We just they supply them, and so we'll hit up the teachers and get the shifts filled. So, but yeah, it'll be a fun, exciting night, and like I said, they're being very generous with all the money. Everybody that comes in, you don't need a flyer, don't need to show anything on your phone or anything. You just come and eat. So, and that's on April 6th. I think that's it. Anybody have any questions or anything else they want to put open discussion?
We may be able to do something with raffle price that we can go in
Okay,
for the Chick-fil-A.
awesome.
We can probably do something.
I wanna win
prepared
their-
for the family dance
I
as
want
well.
to win their basket. $130.
Wow.
I know. I'm like,
Yeah.
I could eat Chick-fil-A for a year.
Do all the parents know we don't have school on Tuesday?
Tuesday, this coming
Yeah,
Yeah.
Monday and Tuesday.
Okay.
Tuesday?
This
Monday
Monday
and
and Tuesday?
We don't have school Monday or Tuesday.
How fair is
No,
that?
Valley would have been dropped off.
Feel free to check on the PTC Kaseberg website calendar page.
Yeah, there, or the district.
So,
Or
heads up.
Thank you. Monday and Tuesday.
Bring her over.
Dr.
I'll take her for
Yeah, the Tuesday's the teacher
And
work day,
then,
that's why the kids.
Please take back to your staff how much I appreciate how many teachers were at skate night last night. And it was really great, and the kids loved it. And my little Leo got to meet his teacher's son, who's the same age, and they played. And so, and there was a handful of teachers there. So please pass on my appreciation for that.
That's awesome. Anything else? Everybody good? Then I will say this meeting is adjourned at 7:35.